You could tell he had home field advantage. He was able to support his initial army with many reinforcements, use this static defense, and ward off Frel's attack. Frel, meanwhile, has done a good job spending. Looks like he just threw down that expansion. Captain actually has 1900 minerals, 800 gas, so he's doing a poor job spending. He's got a lot of energy on the queen. Looks like he lost 2 other queens, just gets 1 up now, so he really needs to inject here. This third base is a good idea. Anytime you have too many minerals, throwing down an additional expansion, good idea. Not only will it sap away some of the excess minerals in both the hatchery and the drones, but it also gives you more larvae and another queen to play with. So he's doing a good job with these creep tumors, spreading creep, which is a smart idea with these hydralisks and roaches, since they're very slow off creep. If you're going to go hydralisks, you definitely need to be spreading creep very well. Spreading down both sides here. Not exactly sure why he's spreading down this right side. It's not usually an avenue of attack on this map. He should be spreading down both middle paths. Any sort of movement along this right path that he'd be doing, he could afford to be moving a little bit slower. This third expansion is going to finish soon. He should be pumping some drones. He's got 36 on 3 bases. That won't be enough. Frel has 22 harvesters on 2 bases now, so he really needs to hotkey these nexus and just keep pushing out the probes. You also want to use your chrono on probes as soon as you get an expansion up. Really get these saturated well. There's no point in having an expansion, 2 bases with just 25 workers. You're not taking advantage of it. So he's going to get up these Colossus, which is a good response to the Hydra Roach army. Especially with the Roach range, they have to get right in close, and you can do some good kiting with the Colossus and Stalker Zealot army. The Hydralisks also position themselves in a pretty good concave that allows the Colossus to take them down very quickly. Both players just macroing up here. If we look at the army value, around 2,500 for each. Captain's got a slight advantage, which makes sense considering he's had these expansions up a little bit faster than Frel did. But it's good to see Frel expand in the second game. It's something he didn't do in the first game, and it really cost him, as by the time he was ready to expand, he was trying to ward off an attack which was coming off from the Captain, who had 2 bases, a ton of lings, ton of mutas. So Frel probably should have gotten out here a little bit earlier, but it's good that he's done it now. He's not going to be bottled up in 1 base. Again, these warp gates he needs to keep on cooldown. Looks like he's doing an okay job. Just one's on cooldown right now. But if you get these structures up, you have to keep pushing units out of them. He's not supply capped at 84 out of 100, and he should be pushing more probes out as well. Probe count 33 harvesters on 2 bases. Captain's looking a little bit better with 54 on 3 bases. It looks like he's decided instead of Hydras, he's going to go for Mutalisks. So if we look at the unit tab, we've got 12 Hydras, 13 Mutas, 16 Roaches, and a Partridge and a Pear Tree is going for everything basically. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's something not going to be easily countered, and these Mutas are going to be able to take down these Colossus if they can get a good angle on them. If anything, with his army, he could focus down these Stalkers, and then the Mutas could go to town on the rest of the Zealots and Colossus. I'd like to see Frel get a sentry or 2 here, especially since he saw the Roaches and Hydras, as the sentry will prevent or reduce the damage by 2 from those units. It may even do it the Mutalisk, I'm not exactly sure. It makes sense if it did. So, I'd like to see a sentry or 3 at this point, probably. Also could get a few force fields up against those Roaches, keep them at bay. The Roaches have a very small range, just a range of 3, so they have to get very close to your army. So using those force fields and using the Stalkers who have a range of 6, as well as the Colossi with a range of 9, can take down those Roaches quite easily. Looks like Captain might be doing some harass here. He's got his 15 Mutalisks on the side now. Could be coming in and taking out some of the economy of Frel. Frel possibly at this lull in the game either needs to attack or even take a 3rd base. Looks like Captain's got his units spread nicely over the map. Roaches in the center, Hydras on the right. He's got multiple control groups, 3 control groups, incoming mutalisks. So they're going to take down the majority of these probes, even though there's not many minerals left. There's not a huge loss for Frel. He's not going to be able to push up into his base very easily with this wall off. He's going to be coming one at a time, single file, just like he did in grade school. Those stalkers, it's not going to be enough to take down these mutalisks. The mutalisks are just going to town on all these buildings. A lot of these buildings don't have power anymore. I'm not really sure what Frel's doing. He does need to defend against that push, even if he was going up single file. It looks like he's going to try to go for a bit of a base race. Not sure. These mutalisks have come out. They should be hopping up using the high ground and low ground against Frel, taking out more structures. Looks like he's going to do a burrow for these roaches and then pop out. Kind of a pincher attack here. You'd like to see his hydralisks involved. Here they come. But Frel, again, like he did in the first game, is going to get pinched between the ground army and the air army. Going into this battle, looked like TheCapn had very, very many more units, and Frel, that a GG, leaves the game. Probably very frustrated there. Again, miss micro at the start for Frel. Up this ramp with those zealots, he's just walking into the roaches, the spine crawler, and even attacking his own units at some point. And then that was one big battle, and then the second big battle, again, kind of got a pincher attack, both sides, ground and air, and just didn't have the right mix of units, and didn't have enough units to deal with what the captain was throwing at him. So Frel's going to go down in 2 games in this best of 3 series. I was hoping for a third game, just more fun to cast more games, and like to see both players have a little bit of pressure and see who comes through. Nice Overlord farm here. But Captain did a great job in both games reacting to what Frel was doing, defending against the early push, and then just massing up and playing a good macro game. Frel did a little bit better this time in the macro game, got up the expansion, but it was just not able to get up as many units as he needed. Should have taken a 3rd expansion there, and should have been pushing out more units out of these gateways, which were off cooldown quite a while during this game. So this is game 2, the final game of this matchup. Look forward to my matchup against the captain. It happens sometime next week. Hopefully he takes a look at the replays that I've posted. It's only fair because I've seen a little bit how he's going to play, or may play. He should see how I played against my first round opponent. So bring you another 3v3 here in the round of 12. And Frel goes down in this one. Sorry, Frel. So thanks for watching, and look forward to my next round series against the captain.